I get in today's very important lecture, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters for supporting my YouTube channel. You know, my channel truly would not be where it's at today with all of my supporters. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture. You know, I've been wanting to revisit this topic for a while now, which is before you quit your job. Before you quit your job, you may want to consider this. You know, most important thing, before you quit your job, you have got to have a plan, meaning some type of another job line up, people. You know, do not walk away from a job without having another job lined up. And I'm going to tell you why. Because number one, bills do not stop. The rent, the mortgage, the car note, taking care of the kids, taking care of yourself, you know, other responsibilities, food, your car insurance, your bills will not stop just because you're walking away from a job. Better yet, the bill is going to come in faster and faster and faster. This is real talk. You know, because I know a lot of people in the real world. Ain't gonna even go with the real social media. You know, I know a lot of people in the real world. You know, and I just listen to them. I talk to a lot of people. I listen to a lot of people, and I be listening to them how they saying they finna quit their job. They finna quit their job. I'm just listening, and they'll go into various different reasons on what's going wrong with the job and why they're gonna quit the job. But one thing I never hear them talk about is their plan. What plan do you have in place to continue to take care of yourself and your family after you quit that job? Another thing you want to maybe consider prior to quitting the job is you have to ask yourself, and I've had lectures on this before, you have to ask yourself, do you have enough money in your savings account when you quit that job to pay all of your bills and your responsibilities and to take care of yourself or your family for 3 months or 6 months or 9 months in the future? Do you have enough money sitting in your savings account when you make the decision to walk away from that job to sustain yourself for 3, 6, or 9 months down the road? Only you can answer that question. Another thing that is so important is you got to make sure prior to quitting that job that you have logically thought everything through, process everything out. Because if you quit that job, your benefits will stop. Your medical insurance is going to stop. If you got medical insurance on your family, that's going to stop. That medical insurance, that life insurance, that dental insurance that you're getting through that employer, especially if you're full-time, will stop when you quit that job. So then you have to ask yourself, if a medical emergency came up, how are you going to pay for that medical emergency if you ain't got no insurance on yourself or your family because you don't quit the job? And when people voluntarily quit a job, that company, they may offer you COBRA insurance, but let me tell you something about COBRA. COBRA is so astronomically high, you're behind, ain't gonna be able to afford it. You know, many people also with being a full-time employee on jobs, they're getting 401. So that means you're building into your retirement. So if you quit that job, then you ain't building no more into your retirement. You know, as long as you don't touch what's in that 401, yeah, that money will sit there. But let me break this thing down to you in real talk to you. Many people, when they quit that job, let me tell you what they do with that money in that 401. They pull all that money out of that 401. So now you're messing up your retirement because they're not thinking logically. You got to think and process everything through prior to quitting that job, especially about those benefits, that medical, that dental, that retirement, that 401, that medical and dental on yourself and on your family and all. You're going to lose all that when you walk away from that job. So I tell anybody, Before you quit your job, you really need to think about everything that I have presented here, because this is a real issue. You know, even in the world of social media, you're hearing all these people popularizing, oh, I'm finna quit my job. I'm finna quit my 9 to 5. I'm gonna quit my job. But when I'm listening to these people in this fake reality, social media, I'm listening. Just like I listen to people in the real world. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm listening to people on social media. I'm listening, and I'm listening in the commonality that I'm picking up on. Ain't nobody talking about, do they have a plan in place? You know, or do they have enough money saved up to pay 3, 6, or 9 months worth of their bills? You know, do they have mechanisms in place to ensure that they're going to continue with their medical insurance, their life insurance for themselves and their family? You know, are they going to roll their 401 or 401 retirement account into their own private 401? This is real talk. Because I'm telling you, if a person just hauling off and quitting a job without thinking about all this and getting things in place, I'm here to tell you, they're going to set themselves up and their family up for financial destruction. And their behind's going to end up getting homeless, getting their car repossessed, losing their home, getting eviction notices because you don't hauled off and quit that job without a plan. This is real talk. Share this information, because somebody might need to hear this information for real, for real. You know, I fully retired September 2023. I'm going to get income for the rest of my life. It's rather I ever return back to the workforce or not. If I decide to, say if I want to get a consulting job, that'll just be an extra stream of income. But make no mistake, my bills will get paid rather I go to work or not, because I got retirement income that I worked long and hard for, a couple of retirement incomes that will hit this woman for the rest of my life. So I felt driven to talk about this topic because I'm hearing people in the real world, and on social media talking about how they're going to quit their job, but I don't hear nobody talking about their strategy plan. You know, that plan to continue to take care of themselves and their families once they walk away from that job. So again, share this information. And with that being said, that's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.